morning, everyone, and welcome to day 28 of Across America. We are here at the West Fork Campground on the Madison River. That's the West Fork of the Madison River here just outside of Quake Lake here in Montana, heading towards West Yellowstone today. Got about a 37-mile ride ahead of us to get to the KOA in West Yellowstone, where we're going to be staying most of the weekend. The plan right now is to camp out there the next 2 nights and then ride through Yellowstone on Monday, come out the other end and probably camp about 3/4 of the way through tomorrow. And then I think I'm probably going to break off from the group and go down to Grand Teton. There's a little loop down there that I want to take. I believe one of the other riders that's in our group, Bruce, I think he's probably going to do that as well. And then camp out down at Jenny Lake down there probably on Tuesday night. And then it's looking like probably Wednesday morning, start heading out across Wyoming down towards Rollins, which will be about 250 miles away from Rollins, and maybe a little bit less than that. I've got to recalculate that. I think that might be a little bit less. And heading off that direction. So this morning here at the West Fork Campground, beautiful little campground here. There's a private camp, and there are 2 U.S. Forest Service camps here. We stayed at one of the Forest Service camps. Very convenient. They had bear boxes here, so we weren't having to try to figure out how to hang bear bags or where to put get our food secure. I'm going to walk up the bridge here a little bit because there's a really nice view up here. But yeah, beautiful little area here. Really enjoyed spending the night here. We got here, it was raining a little bit when we arrived last night. But we were back in the woods enough setting up camp. We didn't get too wet back there. Mark and Roxanne had to wait about a mile up the road from us so they could recharge Roxanne's batteries on her e-bike. And so they sat up there at the rest area, charged batteries, and had dinner. We came down here to set up camp, Paul and Bruce and I. And then they came down once they had the batteries charged last night. They were a little concerned they wouldn't have quite enough battery for Roxanne to make it to West Yellowstone, but they're in good shape now today. So, but yeah, here's the river back behind me, and then the upstream side over here. And I got a vehicle coming, so I got to get out of the way. The upstream side over here, heading towards Yellowstone National Park. So that's the plan of the day. So as Bruce rolls up the road here, getting closer, and here's the rest of the group coming now. But just a reminder to check out the links that we have to Trail Life and to American Heritage Girls, and to please donate. 2 wonderful organizations that do a lot for our young people in this country in providing outdoor opportunities and fellowship opportunities to be in the great outdoors and helping, learning to share time together, to spend time learning skills that'll help them through life, but most importantly to receive that gospel message as they're having these experiences in the great outdoors. And so please donate to these organizations if you choose. And so here we go. The final 37 miles of the Trans-America Trail section that runs between Missoula and West Yellowstone National Park, where we pick up section 7, I think it is, and then begin the ride down to Rollins, Wyoming. Down here just below me we have a pair of young eagles. I'm not sure what type those are. Not bald eagles. I don't know what type of them are. I'll have to go back and maybe I'll get some help from my editor on this one, but what a beautiful shot here. Looking back at where we're coming from with the little eagles down there. Did you see those? Yeah. And one of them just took off in the distance down there to fly off. I don't know if we can see him. I was wondering if the other one would. Maybe not. Collecting our riders here. They were black and white birds though. They're not bald, those aren't bald eagles, are they?
Well, yeah, when they were young.
Are they?
They were young.
That was a juvenile that was sitting in the nest.
Keep the pants on.
We're sitting here making our morning breakfast plans, and we all want to go a little bit further, and everybody's shedding gear because we're out in the sun now. We just had a little climb, so we're all warm, so we're shedding gear here, but just more of the road ahead here. Kind of making a slow climb back up to it. We got to get back up to about 7,000 feet before we get into West Yellowstone today. We're about 6,100 now, so, and I think there's some up and down going to be involved in achieving that, so a little bit of climbing today. But some beautiful scenery to do it in. So we are here at Reynolds Pass, barely susceptible pass. And that's the story of it there. The area surrounding it. So we're climbing up to Earthquake Lake here. Letting the gang get ahead of me there a little bit. I wanted to film here. This is the Madison River coming out of that and then rolling back. We're pretty much going straight east right now. It's rolling straight west back there, and that's the grade we're coming up. And here we are at the Earthquake Lake Visitor Center. So we'll take a little stroll up here, and I think we might be able to get some better views of the actual lake emptying into the Madison River there. Not a word. I love these people. Mark, where do we find you? You're not on YouTube, you're Facebook?
We're on Facebook. It's Mark Sand Adventures. It's a private group, but if you friend request Mark Sand Benioni, then our daughter will send you an invitation to the page.
There you go, Mark Sand. How do you spell that?
Marxanne.
There you go.
And it's Benioni. Mark Sand Benioni. Send a friend request, and then my daughter will send you an invitation to her. It's a private page because we just didn't want a lot of spammers and people that we didn't want to have to police our page while we were on the road.
Fair enough.
So we made it by invitation.
And I think I can speak for both Mark and I that we're very pleased with our daughters that they're doing this for us.
Yes, thank you, Megan.
And thank you, Andrea. It's a lot of work, and we know that we know the busy lives that you have. We're very much aware of that, and we're standing here in this beautiful spot up here at Earthquake Lake, and so blessed, and it's a blessing just to thank the two of you for what you're doing for us, because if you were out here with us, you would see just how enormous what you're doing is, because we can't do it from here. We just can't. You can't ride a bike 50, 60 miles a day, climb mountains, take video, socialize too much maybe.
Yeah.
and do all of those things, and do a YouTube channel or do a Facebook page. So
yeah, I lay awake. I lay in the tent a lot of evenings. Rox is asleep, and I'm editing and stitching together video. And I don't do really edit much. I just more or less stitch it together, um, and then also writing the text, just a brief summary of the day,
sure.
highlights, but it takes time. And like you said, it's a full-time gig, just pedaling, setting up camp, tearing it down,
Finding water, finding food, making sure you got enough to get from electricity if you got an e-bike. So yeah, so anyway, I got to stop at 4 minutes because I'm limited to that by my editor. So I came up here to give you a look of this, and then Mark and I got to talking on tape here, and this is the view, the lake, the river down there, and this is the direction we're going.
What's his name, Paul? Answer?
So I'm going to try to explain very briefly here, which, when I say briefly, that means it's going to take forever, exactly what happened here. So in 1959, May of 1959, it was May, right? May of 1959? I just read the sign. I got to go back and check. We're going to start. So in August of 1959, there was an earthquake somewhere in the area here, and it caused part of this mountain that is behind the earthquake center here, and you can see it, the escarpment there, I guess you would call it, where the trees start and stop at each end of it. That part of the mountain just came down the hillside, flowed down through here, and created this huge dam out here in front of us. And it pinched off the Madison River at this point right here, which caused just a massive backflow of water, creating what's now called Earthquake Lake. So that, in simple terms, is what happened here. I believe the sign that I read over here, I'll go over here again and check it out. It talks about there were a lot of people down here camping, fishing, just like we do today in this area, visiting the area, coming up to Yellowstone National Park and whatnot. And I believe I saw a sign someplace where 29 people died down here, quite a number injured. But it was really a site of devastation. And today it's a beautiful lake. So, and that's kind of the quick and dirty on Earthquake Lake. Okay, rolling back out on the highway here. Little short downhill here. Get back on the lake. Pull out and get a view of the mountains here. Mark pedaling on. Our fearless leader. I think I got a car back now. Man, maybe not. Kind of ride off here and get a better view of the view. This is pretty sweet through here. So another view of Lake Hebgen here coming up. Got a little chance to get out here in the middle of the road and film with my cycling buddies off to the side. We're at about 6,500 feet right now and descending. We got, I think, one or two more climbs to do to get us to right around 7,000, a little below that, for when we get into West Yellowstone. It's kind of our elevation's going to wander there for the next couple of days, a little under to a little over 7,000. We're at 65 right here at Lake Hebgen. Beautiful day again, temperature of 73 degrees, in and out of the clouds, feeling pretty comfortable. Pretty nice ride today. So right here we get a bird's eye view of Hebgen Lake. Looking back to the, I guess that would be the south of us. Down the hill we just came up out of, little valley back there. I want to correct myself there. It's Lake Hebgen. Hebgen. I think I've been saying it I've been saying it's something different, but it's Hebgen. But the weather is just the thing that has been, I don't want to say surprising, but just kind of, you have to experience the weather. I mean, you can look at the average temperatures, and there's probably up here around Yellowstone 70 to 30 this time of year. But what we've experienced really, I mean, what I've experienced throughout this trip is just a massive range in a day of temperature. I've woken up in the morning when it was 24 at, I'm sorry, 28 degrees at 5:30 in the morning, and by 9 it was 75, and no wind, perfectly calm. Then it would be 60 with a 40-mile-an-hour wind that would be coming out of the south, and eventually would wind all the way around to where it's coming out of the east and then go away within a period of a couple of hours. And so this lake, which literally 2 miles back was perfectly calm, has now got white caps on it, and the wind is in our face when a half an hour ago it was at our back. So go figure. It's bizarre, changing constantly. Another hilltop vista. And we're going to begin to bend and turn in a more southerly direction now, which is going to put us right into the wind, which isn't horrible right now, but they tend to get, this time of the afternoon seems to be when they pick up down here. But there aren't any storms in the area, so here we are, West Yellowstone, Montana. On a windy Saturday afternoon, and I would imagine this town is going to be hopping busy on a June Saturday afternoon.